playing a lot
I
of
haven't
games.
played like a...
They not only play a lot of games, they play a lot of these games together, so they have a pretty good idea how each side plays out. Yep, they switch sides. God damn it. At least the commander switches. I have no clue how the commanders work now in terms of the way they set up here. So, man, that's annoying. Well, in any case, here we go. Game number 1, guys. Josh versus Nathan. Josh to the south side, west side, it looks like, and Nathan
what
to
a
the
boring
east.
map. Just look at it.
This is the final destination
Just like,
of Tooth and
it's
Tail.
perfectly, like, it's really symmetrical except for that one north mill, but it's almost symmetrical.
It's like a 3x3 grid of mills. It's hilarious.
I'd call it a wheel, you know, because it resembles a wheel in the middle, at least to my senses.
I mean, on this kind of field, if you look at their initial their draft, what's the advantage that each side has for this open field? Because you see, Josh, he has lizard mines. Nathan
Depends on
going double
play
tier
style.
3.
I don't think Nathan will probably sit behind Warrens and tank, and he can probably grab that expansion with still using the squirrels to tank, right? So Josh can't really go around it. I love how Josh is hiding his Warrens though.
On the high ground there, just making it hard for Nathan to scout it out. Probably doesn't know that it's over there. He's gonna wonder where the.
You'll never know.
I mean, he has to wonder where the Warrens are, right?
As I mentioned, like in previous types when brother versus brother play, you'll never know if this is real or maybe coordinated. You know, they will just make Warrens and make Warrens, you know. Then each grab 1 mill, you know, oppositely. Although they're getting a match and looks pretty good.
I do find it interesting that Josh gonna go with the lizard mines against the squirrels. I mean, how good are mines against squirrels, do you think, in this kind of open field?
I think the mines are... I don't think mines are good, because if you're playing like squirrels only and you make mines when you have lizards, it just doesn't make much sense to me in general. Although he's probably like he knows he plays the meta game, right? I would say the mines are bad, but mines can be like really good if he knows how to play against his brother. So Tooth and Tail is about metagame, right? So if you think the mines are good versus that specific player, the game allows you to like have a model of your opponent, right? So I haven't played Josh all that much. I mean Nathan. What I would do versus Nathan is see his squirrels, you know, have my lizards, you know, maybe just poke him, right? He retreats to Warrens. Okay, I'll get some ferrets. That's how I would play. But I think Josh is more experienced.
What do you do though when your brother decides to go 18 squirrels and then falcons? Like,
I probably would consider it like if he doesn't consistent base, I would always rush a boar. I would try to rush boar in consistent basis. I would have like a rush boar tactic.
He has a badger. Does that work?
Not consistently, no. I don't think the badger can sometimes not do that well.
Speaking of rushing, we have Nathan already rushing his tier 3 though. Josh trying to make his way in with the lizards from the right side of the map. Can he do enough damage against Nathan though? It looks like he's trying to scatter his lizards into the middle, and it looks like he's winning now. Again, the lizards doing so much damage to the squirrels. A falcon taken out as well. Nathan won't be able to get his tier 3 out in time as Josh is doing so much damage with the lizards right now. There's so many lizards on the field.
Yeah, and I think he could done it with even earlier. So you can clearly see why Mines isn't if he wins that consistently after the match, you can clearly see why Mines are kind of a spent money. I mean, you could probably place some in the back.
Oh my gosh, so many lizards. So many lizards here. Josh trying to go for the attack once again. Nathan trying his best to defend, but everything's going to be taken out very quickly here. The squirrels, the warrens, the farms, everything's gone. Josh will take game number 1. I mean, look at that graph. It looks like that Nathan was in the lead for a good while, but it looked like all Josh had to do was resort to spamming lizards, you know? And
3 toads a day keeps the lizards away.
get some sort of AoE coverage. It looks like he is going to go for the Toads this time. Here we go. Game number 2, guys. Josh to the south side and Nathan in the middle of the map, it looks like. What in the world is this map? I have never seen this few warrens on the field before. There's like only 5 warrens, and they're all to the left side. There's one to the right side over here on the high ground. This is a very wonky map, I have to say.
Josh could be like, I think, like pretty living in a swamp, you know, not much land to his name. While the the rich capitalist is living up in the high hills, you know, having decent infrastructure and roads around him, you know.
Getting a little political here, are we?
And look at that golf field up on the hill, you know, having the defensive and all that stuff.
Yeah. Spending his times the bourgeoisie.
And look at the dead bone pile. Look at Josh's bases once again. I mean,
oh gosh, the poor, humble, civilized, as you would call them. I know your political backing in this world. Don't try to fool me here. I know who you sympathize with. In any case, right now, Josh and Nathan just having to go at each other with the scouting. Both of them just trying to figure out what the other is doing. But I am kind of concerned with Josh's position. I mean,
it depends. He doesn't. Oh, he only has Falcons as a high ground vision.
Yes. So it's gonna be a little. The timing's gonna be very weird for him to get that vision. I mean, he could go for a turtle strat and just farm up his own army. I mean, that's always a possibility. He has the mines to help out with any sort of crowd control that Nathan decides to bring to the field, but...
Did they just, like, switch builds or something? Like, pretty close? Or is it just me?
Sort of. I mean, Nathan decided to go with a fox and lizard build, while Josh went for squirrels and badger. So... I mean, it looks like Nathan, he wants to go for a more mobile kind of setup here compared to his last game. And he is going to be bringing out toads onto the field, both sides with the toads. And so, one of the things I always think about is, like, you know, unit synergy. How does, like, squirrel toad and versus lizard toad fare out, you feel?
I feel as though the lizard toad should be in theory better than, well, because usually when I test, I'd say about, like, if you have an equal amount of squirrels versus equal amount of lizards, usually the squirrels will have 1/3 of, like, the attackers will stay alive, you know, as a general rule. So if it's 12 versus 12, you would have like 3 lizards remaining when you fight the squirrels, or 4, that is. And when the toads come to play, I think it's a mobility problem sometimes, because they are not the same speed while the other units are. That's why, for example, I like synergy with the lizards and fox, since they're both swift, and you can have these combos.
All right.
But on New Patch, I don't think the toads are excellent versus squirrels unless you build a magical number of them, which is the critical number needed to trade versus squirrels. I think it should be the definition more or less about that.
Ooh, the game has been dropping a lot of frames. Some weird connection issues, guys. Sorry about that. Making sure the stream is doing okay, but yeah, the game is... Oh my god, whoa. What is going on with the game? Okay, well, things are starting to normalize. Looks like both sides have just created huge, gigantic armies. 21 squirrels versus 24 lizards. This is going to be a pretty explosive battle here. Alright, right now both sides just crossing the water here, just eyeing each other across the field. The machine gun nest, though, going to be the first ones to take the shot. Going to get that toad kill, and Josh is going to retreat his units back just a little bit here. This could be the opportunity here. You see the mines go out for Josh, but they get denied immediately. One actually does go up before, though, so Nathan not going to approach from that direction anytime soon. You know there's a mine there for sure.
I'm wondering why Josh hasn't invested in a Falcon yet, because he has the opportunity to harass those top warrens there by the middle, you know, if he can stand a fight.
Well, right now it looks like they're going to back off for the time being. Nathan going to go see if he can lock down the side of the map as much as possible with the machine gun nests, while Josh just putting mines all over the field. He actually found his way to the back of the map, to the north side.
most players playing relatively greedy with 3 or 4 built before like any decent scouting. I guess they feel each other out. They're seeing that nothing much is going on, so why not plop down 4 farms instead of
it looks
2?
like neither side are really good for any aggressive movements right now, and Nathan, the way that he sort of turned himself in, shows he's definitely going to go for the economy game. Josh is going to scout that out, and he's going to get his Badger on the field as quickly as possible, already right there, building right now. So, how does the Badger with this formation here, is that...
I don't like Badger. It's gonna still be strong. It's gonna provide good damage, but I don't feel it's the winning unit. It's not like, oh yeah, the Badger is really nice, unless the Lizards run into mines. You don't have a lot of poke potential. I feel as any other tier 2 would be better, besides Badger. Badger is like good for messing your army. I would feel like a couple of Falcons would be good.
He needs that vision. He definitely needs some sort of vision.
He needs a high ground vision. He could kill those warrens, have something to do. Of course, when you're like locked in macro game, nobody's pushing you to do something, right? So you can get your Badger, you can sit in a base. It can probably wait till you run out of mills. And besides, he has a 3rd farm, which is pretty nice to defend. But I mean,
Nathan chasing down his brother, just with a vengeance there, killing him off. Having a bit of a laugh at each other. Oh my, he's gonna do it again. Josh is so determined to see what's up here right now, but unfortunately, probably not to his knowledge, there's kind of nothing up there other than farms. Does give him information that his brother's going straight into farms, so that's something to work with. Now the Badger's on field, and Nathan sees the Badger and realizes he could be in potentially a lot of trouble right now. Here we go, making his way down the field. Josh, though, I think he sold a few warrens to squirrels in order to get that Badger out faster. And right now, the machine gun nuts does nothing to him. Oh, I wish those toads don't save their explosion. The lizards just bombing their way in and out of the battlefield right now.
Yep.
And Nathan is going to scatter his lizards into the middle of Josh's unit. The Badger is gone immediately. The Fox now on the field as well for Nathan. The mines are there, though, so they are providing a lot of control against Nathan's units. But he has the Fox there. He has the range and pigeons there to provide the harassment and poking needed. That's going to be game.
Yeah, that's
Josh
why I
throws
don't
in
like
the towel.
Badger. Because toads, because lizards, because fox. It's just didn't provide the sufficient thing.
I felt a little too late.
Was good.
It felt like it was at the army size was at a critical point where like one Badger just doesn't make enough of a difference.
No,
like,
it's actually the toads that killed the Badger. I lost to Arbuz not too recently doing the same thing. And it's usually just the mold damage that kills the Badger itself. Like, you either have to kite with it, play around, and have your army blow up. You can't just stand in the middle of... you can't just put Badger... The thing is, Badger, at this big of an army size, is that if the Badger is in the middle and the loads of toads come in, the Badger just takes so much sustained damage just for free. I feel as if it's free. It doesn't like pay itself, and you certainly can't. Maybe it's kiting. All right, introduce the match.
They switched commanders on me. God damn it! Oh my god, you guys. Okay, there we go. Here we go. 1-1 right now. Making sure they have their correct commanders on the field right now. Josh going to be switching his way up. He's going to be blue now. Nathan going to be yellow. And both of them pretty close to each other. Josh to the west and Nathan to the south.
Both of them have moles. That's what I'm worried about.
We're going to see... Oh my gosh, Josh.
Yeah, of course we're going to see moles.
Josh.
Why didn't Josh respond with Zell mole? Yes, big. It's always good.
He's putting on machine gun
finally.
nuts. Josh only has one mole on the field. Is that enough damage? He gets one farm, and alright. He gets away with one farm, and Nathan gets a mole down and just gonna chase right after him.
Now it's interesting whether the Josh would, he will transition. Oh, he will transition to Neko. I would just love dropping like a tons of lizards just now. Even don't bother with the farms and then going for a kill, because usually the enemy, that's the trick about moles. You go in, you take up the farm, and your enemy, I'm running out of echo, and then you don't not make the farms yourself, but just make army units, and then enemy will have more farms, but he will not have any units. Well, you will have a ton of units actually. But they decided to like even it out and play a normal game afterwards.
It's pretty much reset to how it was to the beginning of the match. It feels like there wasn't a mole rush at all.
Yeah. I mean, some timings a little bit later. The food curve will be just a little bit different in general, since a lot of farms would just get a little bit delayed.
Well, right now both sides just going to be building up their army once again. Though this time they're much closer to each other, so we might see a confrontation happen soon, depending on what they scout out from each other. Nathan just building up his own lizard army. Gonna get 3 warrens and lizards out. 4th one on its way. Where is that 4th one? There it is.
Nathan has toads. That's a serious advantage at this start of the flame.
He has toads, but he's not putting them down right now. And it looks like Josh, he wants to have a go at Nathan right here. Both sides getting their lizards to fight one another, but Nathan gonna get the targeting down first. And Josh gonna have to run away, wait for his army to respawn. So maybe Nathan doesn't need toads.
Yeah, let's have a mole instead.
Ah, he's gonna put a nice little tanky mole here. Soak up some of the damage while the lizards just rush in and kill everything. That sounds like a good plan.
Moles are pretty insane versus lizards. Especially, like, 1v1, if you just, you know, give a mole lizard and just, like, so whack, whack, and then the next lizard comes in, whack, whack. It's gonna kill a lot of lizards in a row.
2 moles for Nathan right now.
Fighter.
He's bringing his moles out to the front to try to soak up as much damage as possible here. One mole immediately gets clobbered. The second mole going to do a lot of work against some of the warrens here, but he also gets taken out. And now Josh on the comeback here, going to push out all the lizards that Nathan had. Nathan loses every single lizard in that fight. It looks like the... You remember when warren tanking was a thing?
Isn't it anymore a thing?
Well, I mean, like... basically what Josh did there was he just hid behind all of his warrens, and all the warrens just soaked up all the damage. And it just allowed Josh to do damage.
Solid amount, yeah.
And right now, Nathan, unfortunately, he's going to be losing some more lizards here. Josh still has a numbers advantage, going to be even taking out the warren as a prize. And Nathan now in a very terrible... Oh, Nathan. What you doing, Nate? What is Nathan doing? What are you doing, Nathan? Oh, he's going for a gambit. Oh, he is going for the gambit. Oh no! It's not fast enough. It's not fast enough. He tried. He tried so hard to go for the backdoor moles, but no, was not gonna work. Oh man, that would have been stuff if that worked, you know? Any thoughts on that